What if I was to tell you that there is a layer one blockchain that promises the same kind of performance as Say, but was valued at 70x less? Today, we're gonna talk about that on this show. We're gonna talk about the ecosystem that is absolutely exploding, what altcoin you can be looking at. But before we do that, let's get into our favorite topic of the moment right now, which is, of course, this Bitcoin spot ETF. Is it going to be approved today? Well, a lot of people say yes. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But before we do, let's go in and start off the day with a little bit of popcorn. Everyone got your popcorn ready? Okay, let's sit back and enjoy the next Hashdex commercial. I love these. Here we go. What? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to stop it there because the copyright on these things. But anyway, it's just great to see these commercials. It makes me extremely happy. You have no idea. Anyway, so next let's talk about this. This is really cool. So Van Eck pledges to donate 5% of their Bitcoin spot ETF profits to support Bitcoin core devs. That is really great. So I'd love to see this, and like that. It's awesome. I mean, it's just more support to Bitcoin. I hope everyone does something like this. So Eric, we're getting into discussion today. So is this spot ETF happening today, right? It's like 11 a.m. in New York right now. And so this literally could happen any moment right now. And well, we're about to get into that. So SEC is giving final comments. This post from Eric was about 10 hours ago. So SEC is giving final comments as we speak. Then issuers will submit final 19B4s and S1s soon after. So I mean, this is definitely as close to done as we've been, but no official approval as far as I know. And James says getting closer, and we absolutely are. Like, we're getting so close, I can feel it. Like, I just want this to be done and let whatever happens, happen. We're going to get a pump. It'll correct a little bit. And then it's just going to be like, okay, now we can move on with our life. Now the bull run can start. Now projects can launch. Now it's like, we're talking about this every day and it's exciting. But man, we've been talking about it for a long time, right? For such a long time. And I mean, before we even knew that like BlackRock was in, remember, this has been a conversation for like years now. So, so what is going to happen here, guys? I don't think, well, actually, let me just get into this. So Nate says, here's the third media outlet with sources saying spot Bitcoin ETF could begin trading next week. We shall see. 3 major news outlets covering this. And remember, they all have inside sources, right? These guys all talk to everybody on Wall Street, in Washington. And it's like, yeah, well, don't tell anybody. You can't say it came from me, but like, this is definitely happening. Like, you don't think that there's like interns at the SEC who are out there because they just can't wait to like tell somebody this new, like, it's, you know what I mean? They like, sources close to the matter always say stuff, right? And this post came at about, like 8 hours ago, heard from some sources extremely close to the matter, again, these inside sources, that the Bitcoin spot ETF is going to be approved by the SEC for multiple firms' applications. So this is all but a done deal, but we already know this. This happened, my friends, just like 2 hours ago from James. So for everyone asking about today we're looking for 19B4 amendment filings that include changes that the SEC and issuers have been discussing for weeks, namely cash, create, and redeem. Honestly, I expected these by now. Still expecting potential approval orders next week. And this is the camp that I fall in right now. And let's see, what did Eleanor say 2 hours ago? She said, new re-BTC spot ETFs, expecting some amended 19B4 filings today, as well as some 11th hour phone calls concerning comments on S1 and possible launch dates. The timeline for approval is still looking like next week, but will all depend on how fast SEC can read through comments and amendments made today. It's really just dotting the I's and crossing the T's situation at this point. So we know it's a done deal, ladies and gentlemen. Likely we're going to see something on Tuesday, probably, maybe Monday, maybe they're going to start the week off with a bang, right? We will see. But yeah, so likely to happen next week. Now, so what does it mean for the price over the weekend? Well, I think as we can already see, I think that we have the price of Bitcoin already starting to come down right now. Let's see, trading view. Bitcoin. Yeah, so we have a bit of a correction here right now. We started to see all this anticipation coming up throughout the day. Let's look at the hourly chart. And you can see that we had a lot of people expecting this to happen today. And then as it looks like we're going to have to wait for the weekend. I don't really know why people do this, but I guess they're just trading this, just trying to make some money on the short-term timelines. But like, we all know how this chart is going to look come like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like this, bam, right? Like not even like that, like this, like this, like this, like this. I don't even know how to draw these lines. Can I draw a line like this? Yeah, like this, bam. Like this is what it's going to look like. There you go. How's my technical analysis? You like it? This is what it's going to look like on Tuesday, but probably not go backwards because they can't time travel. But anyway, so what do you like? If you're still trading this, then fine. But like, please don't sell Bitcoin and forget to buy it again before Monday. That would be a very bad idea. So moving on with the show. So people keep saying the cycle will be faster. It's the last ever, etc. But only 39% of financial advisors think the ETFs are happening. 12% think never. We're in a constant echo chamber, but it's important to remember that crypto is still dead to 95% of the world. And we know, right? You guys who watch this channel, like we know what up. We know what's up. But what I'm about to show you is going to be interesting, right? So this is a report. I forget who did this. It was someone important. And they said less than half of all advisors, the financial advisors, expect spot Bitcoin ETF to happen in 2024. Surprisingly, only 39% of advisors believe a spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved by 2024. By contrast, Bloomberg ETF analysts, we talk about them all the time, say 90% odds of it happening, right? So like this goes to show you that most people just aren't paying attention like we are. Like they're not like sitting on the edge because they don't hold big Bitcoin and altcoin bags like we do. They're just not as glued to this as we are, right? We're like, because we want to front run everything, right? We want to get ahead of everything. That's why we're paying so much attention, because it pays to be early in this space. Very much pays to be early. And then we're going to talk about some early altcoins happening here in just a second. But 88% said advisors interested in purchasing Bitcoin are waiting until after a spot Bitcoin ETF is approved. Only 19% said they're able to currently buy in client accounts. It's not priced in. This is very true. So what do we think is going to happen, right? So we're going to get, so it's going to chop sideways through the weekend, probably going to be boring over the weekend, right? So like take some time off, go spend time with family, go play some sports, go to the gym, go do whatever it is that you're going to do. It's going to be a boring weekend, in my opinion, unless by the time unless we get some announcement today of it going live, then it'll be fun. And then this video becomes irrelevant, and it doesn't though, because I give you some altcoin alpha here. But it just shows you guys that we do live in an echo chamber, right? And this thing's not priced in. So, Ansem says, good Lord, we're going to rip so hard this year, we might break the sound barrier, which I completely agree. We are going to absolutely rip. This is why I'm so excited. Like, as a VC, we have a fund, if you guys don't know, Master Ventures Capital, MVCap. And we've invested quite a lot starting in the beginning of the bear market, and we're running toward the end of our deployment cycle in the fund. And it's very, very exciting to see some of the bets that we took, quite early on, and some of the narratives that are evolving right now, like DPIN, for example, middleware solutions. There's a lot that I'm excited about. And on this channel too, as we move forward, I'm really looking forward to telling you guys about the investments that we've made and telling you about the projects that we've invested into that I'm very, very bullish on. And so this will also be part of the channel moving forward. Anyway, let's get back to the show. But just to show you that this is going to be, in my opinion, a very, very good year, or next 18 months, 24 months, whatever it is. And I do believe that on this channel together and in the VVIP group, we are going to absolutely crush it together. So anyway, Andrew King says, believe downside risk is muted to roughly 10% around ETF launch, while upside risk is 100% over the next 12 months, probably even more than that. Marked by PTSD from CME futures launch and Coinbase IPO, crypto native traders are cautiously positioned with funding flat and Bitcoin ETH open interest at annual lows. And that's where we are sitting right now. But this is the important part. With $500 to $700 million of committed seed funding that needs to directly buy Bitcoin after approval, the biggest sales and marketing campaign we will ever see, there's no need to be fancy here. So basically what he's saying here is that it just seems like there's extremely little risk of being in the market right now, right? And that's like me, right? I am in the market right now. I just got a good chunk of cash from one of my investments. I invested, what was it? It was big time, right? I own a bunch of land or spaces over there. And so got a huge payout this month. And what did I do with it? And I got it in stablecoin. I immediately put it into the market. In fact, I put a good amount of it into the project we're about to talk about soon. So, and this morning, wake up to the money printer, the Tether printer, printing $2 billion today. If you're getting spooked, the ETF want to be approved, chop consolidation, then vertical trajectory. It's programmed. This is what I've been saying. And if you guys aren't following me on X, make sure you go do that. So much alpha being dropped on my account every single day, at Kyle_Chassé. It's crazy. If you're not, you should be definitely following there. It's crazy alpha because oftentimes we drop it there before I could make these shows. I make these shows once a day, Monday through Friday, and but tweets all day long. Alpha. Okay. It's Friday. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. By the way, I've had a good week. I feel better. You guys, yeah. Anyway, I don't need to get my personal life too much, but feeling much better. Good gym sessions. If you guys work out, let me know in the comments below. If you don't, I suggest that you do. It helps you feel better, gives you more energy, helps us focus more on this bull run, helps us make more gains. So, Cosmos season. This is what we're about to talk about, guys. The Cosmos narrative. Now, Cosmos and Solana both have great Alt1 comeback stories, right? And this is like, we were finding it hard to see for a while there with the narrative evolving of Ethereum layer 2 rollups. Like I was seriously doubting for a while if any alternative layer 1 or Cosmos, like a layer 0 ecosystem, was going to be able to get market share. And we now see that space, the alternative layer 1, the quote unquote Ethereum killers, is still a very real narrative that is taking place, right? And so there is still room. We know that Bitcoin is digital gold, right? We still have room for peer-to-peer digital cash. I think Kaspa is going to be the winner on that one. And we still have room very clearly for smart contract platforms. And this is going to be the evolving thing that we'll be curious to see which one actually grabs, lion's share of development. And, Ethereum layer 2, Ethereum and Ethereum layer 2 is always going to be a thing. I think Solana is going to be here for the long run. And the rest is still TBD, right? We know that Avalanche has some really amazing things going on, but this Cosmos ecosystem has just been absolutely ripping lately. So Celestia, even with this high $16 billion FTV and relatively high market cap, but still not crazy high when you look at it compared to, Solana or something like that. Celestia could do another, it could still do easily another 5 to 10x. And so when you're looking at your blue chip altcoin portfolio, I remember when we were talking about this thing when it was $5 or $6, so I think even less, like $3 or $4. We covered this when it launched. And so it's just still, Celestia is just eating up dips. Like Ansem says here, bam, 30% dip on Celestia, and then boom, it hits, all-time highs just 2 days later. Same perspective, different chart. And so Celestia, by saying to go out and buy it, well, If you want to add it to your blue chip portfolio, then I think it's a great, amazing blue chip. We've covered Celestia before on this channel. The ecosystem is insane. The technology is insane. Like, very, very bullish on Celestia. Where can it go in this bull run? Well, it definitely can do a 10x for sure. It could do a 20x for sure. You know, that's all very, very possible in this coming bull run. I think people underestimate the gravity of just how far and how high altcoins can climb. A lot of you guys, and I see in the comments sometimes, post about like, Kyle, why do you share these things with us when they've already pumped so much? And it's because even though something might have pumped, you know, 25% yesterday, or even 100 or 200% in the past 2 months or something like that, you think that the run is over. But I'm here, my friends, to tell you that it's really just getting started. We haven't even seen the massive influx of new retail users yet. Like, it's really just getting started. You guys that are watching this, like, we are so early, so early. And I know that's kind of a meme that like we are so early to crypto, but specifically in this bull run, we're still very, very early, right? Things will start to feel quite crazy, you know, post halving. So think about like 6 months post halving is typically when we start to see like very euphoric, crazy things where your portfolio just jumps like 100% every day for weeks in a row, right? That's going to be amazing time to be alive. But, you know, you guys asked, you know, said when I talked about Neutron before, you know, you thought that it was kind of expensive when we talked about it before, or some of you guys did. And, you know, when we met last time, it was at 66 cents, right? And $150 million market cap. Where is it today? $1.30. So 100% up at $360 million market cap. And do I think this thing is done running? No, not at all, right? Not at all. So Neutron is, we talked about it on the show before, but it's basically, it's kind of like layer one interoperability, cohesive ecosystem. That's a settlement layer as well for Celestia. So anything that has a Celestia narrative, like this thing easily, it's a $361 million market cap. I know that's like a cheap altcoin that's going to do like 100x face melting gains from here. But like, could this thing easily do a 5x from here in the next, 4 months? Yeah, definitely. Right. And we're going to keep a close eye on this. I haven't added this to my portfolio yet. I am likely going to, but yeah, so let me just tell you a little bit about Neutron here, and then we'll go into this low cap gem we're about to talk about. So Neutron is the modular hub and leverage bet on Cosmos and Celestia. The Lido team is behind Neutron. Very smart team. Strong investors and backing from Binance Labs, Coin Fund, Delphi Ventures, Longhash, Semantic Ventures, and Nomad Capital. It's a settlement layer for Celestia and rollups. So as you guys may or may not know, Celestia is it's a data availability layer, which allows you to basically build your own blockchains like Lego, like building blocks. And so you need settlement layers. And so people who are using Celestia for their custom-made blockchains will need a settlement layer, right? And that's what Neutron is. It's essentially a settlement layer. So very, very bullish and the Celestia narrative is insane. So yeah, so I think there's a ton more room for this thing to go on Neutron here. And so it solves the Cosmos UX problem by pioneering cross-chain smart contracts, interact with dApps on different chains without having to move assets around, cross-chain liquid staking, cross-chain swaps, cross-chain money markets, etc. The only chain with replicated security leverages Atom Capital base for security of network, much safer than other chains in the Cosmos network. Actually, in all, because there's a lot of TVL in Atom, a lot of value securing the base network, which is Cosmos. And so it also same security as the Cosmos network, which is very secure. Interoperable with Ethereum, L2s, Cosmos, and Celestia. Poised to become the hub of on-chain activity and liquidity on Cosmos. Very bullish, guys. Very, very bullish. No inflation. Deflationary tokenomics, 75% of fees burned. Bullish. Hard cap, 1 billion Neutron tokens. No unlocks until 2024. So there is inflation from uncirculating supply, but I think he means it's not like an inflationary token like other layer one protocols are. Sitting at $350 million market cap and 1 billion FTV, the token is evidently undervalued. If you look at Celestia, $2.3 billion market cap. So that's like a 7x from here. So yeah, like this thing definitely has room to run, right? Say $1.8 billion, Injective, $3 billion, Neutron, 350. Okay, guys, now Shido is something that is promising very, very similar types of availability or performance as Say. This is something that I shared with the VVIP group. You guys got it yesterday. So if you're not in the VVIP group, if you want to join, you should definitely do that. All the alpha is there. The instructions are in the description below. Come join us. It's like a family in there. And for those of you guys who are watching this, it's always good to see you guys. So build on Shido, build without limits. Shido combines interoperability of the Cosmos development power of EVM and CosmWasm. And you can see that like the stats, and this is testnet right now, but mainnet is coming in 2 weeks. So mainnet is 2 weeks, right? So you have time to finality less than 1 second. So super fast, 10,000 TPS. This thing will feel super fast too when you do transactions on it, right? It'll feel like that, feel faster than, Solana, feel faster than everything. So you will appreciate that as an end user. 10,000 TPS, super cheap fees. And again, yeah, mainnet goes live. And they have already this growing ecosystem of everything, right? So like quite well developed. I started speaking with the team today. Right now, I've got no official anything with them, but curious to hear more. And as I speak with them, guys, I'll bring you more information on this. And as I'm able to have a call with them, I can delve deeper into their future plans. Are they going to have an ecosystem fund? What is the future of this? Because the question is not how much is this going to appreciate. For sure, it's going to. This thing is sitting at a $25 million market cap right now, which is 69 times less than Say. So this thing is going to appreciate. The question is, and we'll know more after we speak with the team, just how much is this thing going to pump, right? And so, like I said, I bought quite a bit of this recently. I think it's a no-brainer. This thing was sitting, when I mentioned it in the VVIP group, I think it was at like 17 million, something like that, 20 million. So, yeah, like I said, it's 1.67 billion versus 25 million. To me, this is a no-brainer. I will update you guys with more of it as we get into it. But for now, that's the low-cat gem, and I will catch you guys on Monday. See you later. Bye-bye.